What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's also probably got like a little refrigerator, USB refrigerator he puts his beer on.
And guys, we're
I
live.
am not as fortunate as some people in this chat.
We're live. Hold on. Give me just 1 second because I want to
Live
see.
and prepared as always.
Yes, we are live.
It's always good to come in. It's always good to start live and be already talking, you know?
Oh yeah, we're
So everybody can imagine how much fun we already
in
had.
the middle of a conversation, exactly.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear us? Give us a sign that you're watching this.
we got Rayhan already in the chat wanting to be judge and arbiter. The chat's trying to take over your control, Fabio.
Rehan, don't worry. One day, I'll let you take the wheel, man. Let's see. Yes, people can hear us. All right, beautiful. Guys, are we ready?
I mean, no. Let's start in half an hour.
Nigel is watching. What's up? Hello, Michael. Roser, what's up?
Oh, Roser's in the chat.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on? Cheers.
Hi, Vlad. What's going on?
Vlad. Cheers. What's up, buddy?
Everybody who entered is here.
Marc is also here.
I
What's
don't
up?
think
What's
that's a
up?
coincidence.
Okay, so let me first of all introduce you to the judges. Tonight, I have the honor and the privilege to be judging the work of 31 talented artists together with Mr. Drokis, Mike Golden, Jason Bergeron. What's up, man? Tanya and
What's up?
Patrick of Alt Shift. Come on, man, a little bit of enthusiasm. And Johannes Lindqvist. Hello. Johannes, we're still waiting for you, man. If you feel like joining us, just, whatever, man. We'll keep a picture of you over there, just in case people are watching or be disappointed not to see you or hear you. But anyway, how are you guys tonight? Everything okay?
I'm
Yeah,
doing
good,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. This
Enjoying live.
is a talk show. If you don't talk, I'll be doing all the work
We're
myself.
live.
I didn't have enough time to drink beers beforehand.
All right.
Yeah, we had
So,
a couple of.
We
had a
already
couple
had a
of
little
this-
bit.
Isn't
Mike, is that because you just had breakfast or
yeah,
what?
exactly.
I did wake up about 30 minutes ago.
How are you guys?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Life is
Everything's
good.
super awesome.
All right, so
mean,
let me
take on
just...
a-
I
but
enjoyed being
otherwise
at home
awesome.
with my husband the whole day, spending my whole day with him together.
She's talking
Beautiful.
about me.
Isn't
So
that
beautiful.
fantastic?
We love each other even more every day. It's
Yeah.
like, the love is rising. It's just,
We have the whole day together.
I can't-
We're such a happily married couple.
I can't find words anymore how much I love him every day,
Yeah.
more and more. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds
Such
like
a
she's
beautiful-
planning a homicide. And it's like making sure that when the police is
No,
going to
no.
watch, there is a statement that
Such a
says, I love my husband.
Everything is full of harmony and peace, and
We're all witnesses.
I'm not planning to kill my husband. I'm not.
If he dies, it was an accident. Something else happened.
Tanya,
All
we're
right.
gonna call you
So close
Carol
to
from
fuck.
here on out.
Moving on. Guys, for tonight I have this challenge which is called Life After Corona. The idea was to give a chance to artists to start with a blank canvas and picture in their mind what the life after Corona would look like. There was no... Why are people laughing?
Because of Patrick. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So,
Start that over, Fabio. That
Yes.
was a nice thing you
So-
were saying, but
so tonight, the goal of this challenge was to give artists a blank canvas to kind of imagine what life after Corona would look like. There was no model given by me. There was no particular rule. I recommended people to try and be positive, but some people reached out and they said things like, "Whoa, we're 3D artists. We're depressed inside. Why do you want us to be positive?" So I was like, fair enough. I don't have to tell you how to live your life. The challenge was eventually a little bit more challenging than I thought. People reached out to me being a little bit confused because they did not really know what to do. We did not have as many entries as in the past weeks. As a matter of fact, only 31 pictures were emailed to me. We're going to go through all of them, and in the very first part, we're going to make kind of like a rough selection of the works that might not be up to a certain standard, and we're going to remove them to try and skim, so to say, 20 of the best pictures so that we can give some feedback to these pictures. Tonight, the winners, the 3 winners, they will have the chance to win either a 1-year V-Ray license for any platform that they want. There is a Brick Academy post-production course, and there is also $100 worth of assets from CG Mood. So this is all very interesting because we're going to have 3 winners, and of course the first winner will have the chance to choose the price that they like the most, the second will follow, and then the third, and so on and so forth. Judges, are we ready?
Again, no.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Take it till you make it, baby.
Let me just do a slideshow of all the works, and I really hope that this is going to work because OBS, it's a little bit clumsy when it comes to this stuff. But in case it doesn't work, I'm going to start it again, or I'll do it by hand. It doesn't matter. Let's see if this works.
A consummate professional.
Way to like meet lower expectations.
Yeah, just drop them right to the floor, and then you can only do better than that.
Exactly. Can't be worse.
I particularly enjoy Michael's comment here, Michael Crispin, who says, "After Corona, we switched to V-Ray."
And Mark has got it. I think Mark has hit the nail on the head. Come on, you guys are all drunk.
No. That's
Yeah.
a lie.
Yeah,
Drunk
sadly,
on life.
that's just our person. We all have drunk personalities, apparently.
She has.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA. I was born drunk.
I envy you.
I apologize.
No, it's working, man. It looks good.
Yeah, no, it started to go back again.
Okay. So it was doing this thing where it like didn't play all the images or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
matter. We'll do it like this.
Okay. We do it old-fashioned way.
Yes.
If only someone could have pointed that out before we got this thing started.
But I tested it. It worked.
We had that when we wanted to have a cool talk at D2. We tested the fucking video and everything worked with Jason's laptop.
Yeah. The best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing is I rewatched that talk, of course, and the funniest thing is when Bruno fixes it and he gets a round of applause. So, and I actually I think I wanted to say some kind of joke about Autodesk, and I didn't because
You were
It's
too in the teeth.
they're a sponsor and everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
No.
I mean,
Bruno is
they're
also
awesome.
in
I
the
love those
house.
Bruno's a great guy, and Nancy was really nice. They had a good time, for sure.
I think I've been going through all of them.
Yeah, it's going
Oh,
now.
have you been flipping through them this whole time? That's good. I thought just nothing was happening.
I'm doing this by hand. And I think we've seen them all. Do you need me to go back and show them again? Do you want to take
I don't
another
know.
look?
I have them all open on my screen.
I just see
I've
your
got 'em, yeah,
beautiful faces.
I've got
I
'em
see
here
what's
too.
going on.
I've got all the images on a opened up here to look at.
All
so we
right,
can follow
fair
along.
enough. So
is
judges,
this the live streaming version of Measure Twice, Cut Once?
I never seen that
Yeah.
show.
The movie, man.
Never seen that movie.
No, you never seen Measure Twice, Cut Once?
No. Isn't that like a say?
He's only.
Yes, it's a
okay.
saying.
That was the joke.
Make sure you're prepared
Okay.
before you do the thing.
Sorry,
Fabio's
it
only
took me a
seen
second.
Kill two birds with one stone.
That's a beautiful movie. All right, judges, let me ask you, what is the criteria that you're going to utilize tonight to choose the best artworks?
So I will go by fun, actually. I decided to vote for those who make me laugh.
Okay.
Okay. Strong stance.
It's an
I'm
easy
gonna
one.
go.
though.
I'm gonna go with my normal kind of rubric, which is one. I want it to be of like a visual quality that gets me excited as far as like how the image is composed and executed. And for this one, I feel like it needs to have some type of comment about life after Corona.
All right.
Right?
Yes.
If it's an art challenge,
Yes.
it should be saying something.
Yeah, same for me. For me, the main criteria was storytelling. Like what, or like the idea. What happens after this? So yeah.
Because nobody knows. So it's
Well,
all a guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Jesse?
For me,
Trump knows.
me-
but-
Yeah, he knows. He's very smart.
I'm going back to like the very first challenge, or was it it was the first challenge where I said if I see a virus in it, I'm not going to vote for it. No. I mean, I think most people seem to avoid that, which I think was a good move. But yeah, for me, it's also it has to catch me going through it at first. Like it has to be something that just catches my eye, and also the story is good because this is the point where of this challenge, I think, just to decide what's it gonna be like. And if it has humor in the story, it's even better for me. Like with what Tanya said.
Let me
So
then
that's kind of my.
Let me then ask the same question to the people from home. What are you guys expecting to see winning tonight? What do you think it's going to be the work that it's going to be the most favored one in terms of like what do you think the judges are going to choose? Let's see if the comments come up. But anyway, guys, now we have the very hard job to go through all the images and to have to delete those that you think do not have enough of a quality element or storytelling element that, don't deserve to be among, say, the best 21. And we kind of have to do this in a relatively fast pace because I would really like for the best 20 to have a little bit of time, to discuss and criticize the work so that they can get a little bit of help and feedback so that, if people are trying to improve themselves.
Shouldn't we aim to cut it down to more than 20?
You want to go even lower than that? To me, it's fine.
If we're going to look through and at least say a couple of words about each one, shouldn't we be trying to get it down to like the top 10?
Sounds good to me.
As a goal. And then we'll see where we end up. But if we just go through this once and just get it down to 20, we really haven't saved ourselves much time.
Probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say let's let's go through them and then give we can start through the first round. We can reduce them on a vote only, majority vote, or
yeah, it's good to me.
All
right. So I'm gonna open the
Let's
first
do
one,
it.
and I'm gonna try and give a
scary
shout
part.
out to the artists so that they can. They get happy to hear that their work was published. And I apologize for if any work it's not displayed, if it's not uploaded, or if you did not send it to me via email because you didn't manage to upload it. There isn't much that I can do about it, guys. This is Mohit Sanchania. This is Abel
Where do we see it,
Kasbek.
Fabio?
If I go and share my screen, I'm gonna mess up the thing. You're gonna see it on your own stream. It's coming up in a second.
Okay, cool.
It's the first one. If you have something open, you can look at it because.
Next one is Adam Tubak, Adam Flavius, Andrea Gallo. This is Olga Redina. This is Dorca. Hi Dorca, I hope you're watching. Federico Villani. This is Daniela Bringas. Hector Suriel. This is Michael Ko. Omar Ordóñez. Jaime Diaz Alvarez. Javier Campbell. This is Lacerode. This is Miguel. I have it only as Miguel. Who are you? Seal?
Prince.
Endri Kigaj. This is Ronnie Mel. Lisa Della Dora. Marc Gruber Locks. Maria Vittoria Porro. This is Mary Amor Ben Ari. This is Nancy Moreno. Nicholas Keller. What's up, Nicholas?
Oh, yes.
Paul Lupon. This is Zarath. This is Olli Kentner. Simon George. This is Talal Ali. This is Roser Quer. Hey, Roser, what's up? This is...
with Albert.
Are they?
I guess.
Oh, yes, sorry. I did not see it. Sorry. Albert and Roser, I apologize. I only saw the name of Roser. This is...
the dude has an even cooler mustache than I have.
Wojciech Lubinsky. And at this point, the slideshow is stopped. Is it the last? Yes, I guess it was.
That's the last one I got.
That's the last one. Yeah.
Great. Okay, guys. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna switch to my screen share so that you can see the pictures in real time. I'm going to share my screen. You should be able to see my... Hold on a sec. How does this work? Share. There it is. Do you see my screen? I'm gonna remove the picture of Johannes.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm gonna maximize all these pictures and then we can go through all of them and you can tell me what do you think, whether or not should we keep them as, you know, I suggested in the beginning we need to sort of like skim it down a little bit. You can see my screen all right?
Yes.
Good.
All right.
I wanna... Do you want me to go through them quickly so that you can take another look?
Oh, yes, why not? No, then not.
All right.
I don't think we need an extra look. Just around to
Yes, of course.
sort
Yeah, it's
some.
exactly my opinion.
But Fabio, online right now, you've got it. It's underneath the.
Oh.
Check out the YouTube, the live feed. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's underneath. Need to reorganize. People are making comments now about the big bar in the middle of the images.
There is a big bar in the middle.
But it'll come. It's coming.
Okay. Oh, yes.
All right, who wants to get us started? Silence.
So yeah, how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do some votes? We're gonna do some votes, right? Like.
So I think we should vote yay or everyone. Are we gonna go through and we're just gonna vote yay or nay whether we think it's top 10?
Okay, this is okay.
Yes.
Just to be
let's
sure,
do that.
yay.
So
is
yay or
good.
nay?
And
Yay
nay
is yes.
Okay.
Nay is no.
Okay.
Tanya
Okay.
is a naysayer.
No. Don't make me the bad one, please. Okay. Yay.
Okay, I say no.
Yeah, I don't think top 10.
Me neither.
Faster.
Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, Mohit.
Yay.
Yay, yay.
Yay, 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 yay,
Yes.
yay. Yay.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Mike.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence
Mike's
on that one, but I'll go with the group.
I'd say no for this one.
I'm gonna go with yay on this one for idea.
It's
Yes.
a package sanitizer. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, that
It
was
is.
that was
It is,
actually
and
a
it's-
challenge on this competition. Was that when I looked at the images, I was like, okay, some of them I was like, what is happening? I have to figure out what this is trying to tell me.
I
but-
think, yeah, most of them tell a story, a zoom in story at least, and it's this thing is, I think, scanning the parcel and then
This could be very, very close to the truth, actually.
yeah.
Like how we are. But on the other side, it could be also very sad because it tells me that we are still kept inside, and even the packages has to be.
But this is also looks like a. Yeah. Somebody said we can't hear Fabio, and a couple people.
We can hear you fine.
I can hear you.
I
I
Fabio.
can hear you.
Is somebody hearing Fabio from the viewers?
No, obviously nobody. Mm. Then we do it without him.
No.
Fabio, your sign language only from here on out. You must mime or gesture anything you want to communicate.
Yeah, on the side a little bit, but
You can barely see
Have
you.
you tried switching it on and off, sir?
Have you tried blowing it and pushing it up and down really quickly?
Okay,
Is
just
your microphone muted in OBS?
Oh, Nigel just said it's the first time he's ever been quiet.
and Andrea also said it's better.
And Milan says I can't hear Fabio. It's kind of nice.
Aw. I mean, if there's something very
That's
important
so-
you want to say
that's
to
so
the community,
mean.
we can
That's so
do
mean.
it for you.
It's me.
That's
Fabio?
so mean.
Fabio,
Can you guys hear me
You-
now?
we used the flush sound on your channel to delete an image. So you get what you pay for.
Can you hear me now?
It's all coming back, man. Karma's a bitch.
Can you hear me now? Now, yes. Okay,
Now,
great.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Maybe Paul is just kidding you. Now, yes.
All right,
yeah.
good.
Now it's working.
So back to the image. I don't think we wanted to actually do any kind of discussion about this. But what's the vote? Because I have things to say about it. But let's.
Yeah,
I'm going to say to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would say yeah. I'm not going to say anything then. Keep it.
You
There
will
you
bend to the will of the majority or you will be gone,
Nice.
Jason.
What?
I said nai.
It's an amazing
Nay.
image.
Rama is
Did you say
suggesting for Mike and Jason to take over. Rama, if you wanna be banned, just say the word, man. Be
Oh, now he
nice
said
to me,
welcome back,
okay?
Fabio. He was, yeah.
Milan, also, I used to like you, man.
I'm going to follow Tanya's lead on this one with a 9.
Patrick, go ahead.
I'm not sure.
You can say this is just the preliminary. If you'd like it, you can say yes.
Then listen,
yes,
then listen
keep
to
it.
your wife,
Keep
man.
it. Yeah,
Um,
but yes.
I actually have to say
Yes.
no on this one.
But I said no.
So that's
Yeah, you said no. Oh, you said no. Okay, then I'm saying no. No. I'll keep it.
sorry, Andrea, my man.
Oh.
Little campfire.
Oh, this is for me a
Mm,
no.
no.
I mean, I like the image, but
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
gonna-
problem. It's like the images are really nice, but I say no. For this challenge, I say no.
Mr. Drokis?
I'm gonna go with a hesitant no on this one because Jason, I agree with you on that, but we're gonna both be kicking ourselves in the ass for supporting that position in 2 images. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about, right?
keep it. Yay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and it's funny because some of these, of course, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not going to say anything. Go ahead. Yes. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to. Yeah.
Jason, you can you can mute yourself.
I think Jason
Guys,
speak
don't
first
worry.
on this one.
People love hanging out with us for 6 hours.
He did. He did mute himself.
Okay, I'm back, guys.
Jason, you're first to comment on this one.
I say no on this one.
This
I will
one,
be
I say keep because it for me it was when I first saw it. It has this GTA Vice City vibe. It has this really 80s tropical vibe. I don't know.
I think this image is gorgeous. And in some ways, this is for me was like the most visually striking one, but it also touched the idea of coronavirus almost the least to me. But I'm going to say yes because it's super
wait.
beautiful, and then I can complain about it later.
I mean,
Wait,
I have
because,
things I could say about it. Are we doing that now?
He leaves like
no.
traces, like, the mask is on the floor, a little bit like, if people sort of like, they don't need them anymore. Know what I mean? No one saying?
Yeah. I get okay. I gotta say it. Then. If
And,
you guys are gonna talk about it, if
So
you
we
guys are
keep
gonna
it.
talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it.
This is
We
such
keep
a
it.
hard
Guys.
format.
If you're gonna talk about it,
think
I'm
I
going
like
to
this.
say something. For me, I get it.
Shut up and go to
People
the
are
next-
coming back.
It's so
Everything's
hard.
back to normal. But that's the thing. This image is showing that everything's normal. Okay. I mean, that's like this is what would happen if everything goes to plan. This is what we got. But for me,
It
I don't
shocks
know.
me
It's
that
like
the life will
I
be
thought
pink.
I thought in the challenge you would have like come up with some kind of creative way to show this, or something that's like a little bit humorous, or something that's a little bit sci-fi. But this, for me, it's like it's just an image of like normal life.
I
And
am.
maybe
But,
that's the beauty of it. Maybe that's the
But
beauty
the
of it.
seagulls
But
are
for me,
really
it
really
wasn't
big,
enough.
Jason. The
this
seagulls,
is what
the
Trump
seagulls are
thinks is
bigger
gonna
than
happen.
average.
The what's bigger than average?
The seagulls.
Maybe they're taking over.
Oh, maybe maybe the sea. But
Okay.
I just say that I like the mood. I like this Miami Vice mood.
I guess we keep it for now, right?
The Ferrari missing.
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it so we can talk some more about it later.
What about this one? Free hugs.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to communicate Emperor style.
What about this one?
Which
Which one?
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah, keep.
has
No.
it changed?
Mm, mm,
Hey, what? Where are we
What,
now?
you're going through them too fast or something, Fabio. It's like
No. Hold on. I said
Which
this one.
no, you skipped one.
No, I didn't. Probably
You
go to
skipped
meeting
this,
didn't
this-
show it.
Okay,
You
so
skipped
this is the one from
airship.
That we said
Daniela.
we keep.
the garage lab. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
next.
Keep.
Now there is the next one. It's the flying boat, the flying fishing boat.
I am gonna say no on this one.
No.
no.
Unfortunately, no.
Thank
I,
you very
I
much,
love
judges.
the boat, but I don't think so.
Do you see the next one?
Yeah. Go to meeting is
Yes,
a little
the
bit.
airport.
You mean the airport one?
Yes.
Michael from Michael, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's. I'm sorry. It's a no.
Why?
Why?
Are we doing this now?
That's
It's not touching me.
For me, it's a yay because it's the guy in the foreground and the whole scenery. It's like things are back to normal, but it is really calm at the airport. So it is something special in the end to travel again. And this is a feeling I would love to have.
Thank you,
soon.
Patrick. Mr. Golden.
You got cut off, man.
We gotta be fast, guys. I cannot keep people watching for like 7 hours.
No, and don't ask why.
No for this one for me.
James?
I'm gonna say no as well. I think it's a great image, but I'm gonna say no for this challenge.
I'm the good guy now.
Good job.
You're
I hand
doing
over
that
the mantle.
strategically, man. Ah, look at this
I
one.
said no before. This is a no because it
Can you
makes
see
me
this
really
one?
sad.
Who said that you cannot put transparent people in renderings?
He's a ghost.
It is.
It makes
Fabio.
me really sad.
He's actually the only reason you could do a transparent person in an image. This is the only time.
Imagine a
You know?
client asking you, listen, I want to have a ghost of somebody in there. You'd be like, say no more. 60% opacity. Here we go.
Okay, I think you're making fun here. I mean, I think this image is supposed to be quite emotional, because
All
we're
right,
talking about.
sorry.
No, I'm just saying, Fabio. This, like, I feel like this image, it's got a pretty serious tone to it,
yes.
which I can appreciate.
You think
but
so?
I would, but I also, for me, it's a no in this challenge. So for
For
Yes,
me, it was simply a no because it makes me sad.
I think that it's a yes for me, and obviously I'm going to get outvoted here. So I will say that I think that the execution could have been a little bit tighter, but I did find it hard not to have an emotional reaction to this, and that we are losing a lot of people and loved ones as a result of this. And I think that it communicates that kind of somber reality that after this is all over, we're not going to have everyone we want to be around anymore. And yeah, it's not upbeat, but it's also a very realistic look at what we're going for. So I very much, my hat is off to, I can't read any names and I definitely can't pronounce them, but to whoever made this, I think they did a great job in communicating the.
Thank you guys for making me look like a total asshole. I appreciate it.
No,
want to-
Fabio, I wasn't trying to make you look like an asshole. I just thought because I think this is one of those sensitive ones, like, but on the one hand, I don't want to brush things aside about the seriousness of what Corona means and everything. But on the other hand, I'm also not a fan of this kind of thing because I don't know. I guess it was like when we were talking about the nostalgia thing from Patrick's image last week, and I said I don't like this. I feel like I'm getting hit with it.
Yeah.
That's just a personal thing that I see when people are purposely trying to get my attention with something. I pull back from it. I don't know why. I have a reaction. Maybe it's some personal problem, but let's not.
I would say that I would neither say yes or no at the moment because it what Mike just said made me think. So because I'm with my family and my 92 years old grandparents, it's tough to look at for me. So yeah, really.
I just want to say, I said at the beginning that I'm going to choose pictures that make me laugh. I wanted to say yes to this, but not because it made me laugh. So just to make this clear, it's a yes, but not.
I see. Yeah.
Tanya, you're the best.
Okay, so what do we have here? A 2-2. Fabio, what do you think?
I was hoping for people to be a little bit more hopeful, and I understand the gesture here, there is also the hard part that we cannot avoid, which is, the fact that we're going to lose some people and be sorry about the fact that, some people are going to leave us. For what I was looking for myself, which is, hopeful and positive, I would say no on this. But it has nothing to do with the execution or the quality of the image. It's just that tonight I really like to give priority to things that make me feel hopeful and positive. So for me, it's a no.
From here on out, my new judging is going to be pro anything negative, cynical, or realistic. My new judging criteria.
Just to get back at me.
So whatever me and Fabio don't like, you're gonna do the opposite.
Well, because I mean, as someone who's literally running a live stream that has optimism in the title, I'm all for staying optimistic, through this time and staying as positive and hopeful as we can be. But at the same time, that is not to say that we shouldn't be sensitive to and aware of the fact that the world hasn't seen what we're going through right now, and we're going to make it through it. I believe that 180%. But there are going to be consequences that we're not going to like, and I don't think ignoring those is healthy.
Yeah.
What do you guys
want to do? I'm not going to argue with you about that.
My hat's off to you, Omar. Well done.
Well done, Omar.
So that's 3-2.
So we delete it?
Yes. I think we had a good chat about that one.
It's a great work, Omar. Don't take it personal. Next one.
Yes.
What do you guys say?
My first impression was that it's very intense with the color, so it's also suggesting somehow, for me personal, something positive, because humans are finally gone from this fucking planet and the world can live without us. For me personally, it would be amazing for the planet. But then it reminded me a little bit of Last of Us.
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
If anybody played it, and I got a little bit scared because, yeah.
Do the sound.
Yeah. Okay. I think who played this
Everyone
game?
knows it.
So, yes, I think I like the idea a lot, because I'm a fan of having a planet without humans. But
really,
so is Bill Gates.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Bill Gates, obviously.
Well, less
You're in
humans.
good company.
No, at all humans. Not humans at all.
Oh no! I know this discussion.
No,
we shouldn't start it with.
I'm not gonna
Guys,
talk about this.
I need you to tell me whether or not you want to keep it.
Yes.
Yes. Mikey.
Yes.
No.
I'm very torn on this one. It sits right on that fence of yes and no for me. I'm sorry.
Same for me. It's difficult.
But when this happens, I think that's a sign for going for a no, because whether you want to give it a chance or not, more likely later on we're gonna get rid of it, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to fight for this to be the winner. I think that the idea is cool. I like the idea of it being overgrown, but I'm not moved fully by the image.
Is it top 10 for you? Okay, no. Fabio is already deleting it. No. Okay, so.
Sorry guys that I have to rush you, but I'm trying to get.
No, you're right. We gotta do that. We gotta get through these.
I've looked at this image a good 10 minutes trying to crack it if there was any sign or something that I was missing, because it's a relatively plain image, and I could not really find anything.
I couldn't figure out what's going on either here. What's the relationship? If the person's here, please tell us. But for me, it's a no. I need to speed up, so I say no.
It's light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. Yes. So no.
Okay. So the light at the end of the tunnel. I see. Guys, what do you think?
But with tulips.
It doesn't do it for me. I applaud the attempt at a very graphic design, but then you have to be pretty clear about what you are and aren't not leaving out. And for me, the story got left out of it.
All right, guys, what do you think?
No.
So no.
Thumbs down on that one.
This is Lasse. It's called The Last Man Standing. And there is a guy.
I am giving a thumbs up to this just because there's a roll of toilet paper in it.
That's exactly what you literally took the sentence out of my mouth.
Seriously, if it was no toilet paper, it's a no. If the toilet paper, it's a yes. I mean, I hate to be so.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, you're right.
The toilet paper, it could be World War II or Vietnam or whatever else you wanted it to be.
Exactly.
With the toilet paper, we know where it is, and
that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're keeping it.
Cool. It's amazing.
What about
Fighting
this
for
one,
toilet
guys?
paper. It had something what I really liked about the storytelling, because when you see the image, you don't really know if everyone who was in this hospital or this provisoric hospital, if everyone died or everyone survived. So it's
Yes or no, Patrick?
yeah,
Hurting us after.
yeah. Fuck off, Jason.
For me,
Yes,
it's sorry
I would.
to know.
I would keep it.
It's a very nice image. I love the light setting. But it's not. Yeah, my problem is that I'm not sure. This is what we
Yes
had.
or no, Tanya?
No, it's a no, because I'm not sure if it's positive or negative.
I think
It's a
it's
nice
positive
picture.
because it means that people, well, it's up to the interpretation. It could be that
Yeah.
everybody
This is what I
died,
like
or Mike is saying keep it. James?
I'm
Keep
saying
it.
keep it. I have things to say, but I'm going to try and not say things that
Keep
I think
it.
are gonna-
I would put this in the next.
Yeah,
I would
keep
go
it.
through it. Yeah.
All right. Well done, the judges. Okay, so this one is from Endry.
So first of all, I have to say that I
Yes or no?
love that you're able to drive 110 kilometers per hour in a closed city. This is amazing. This is super fast.
Yeah, that's what she told us.
What's even better is that you can
It's
have
awesome.
kilometers per hour and U.S. highway signs in the same picture.
In this future, the U.S. is taking on the metric system.
No, that's
Finally!
Which is cool. Keep it.
Keep it.
The man in the high castle.
As an American living in America, that's an automatic no. Miles or die, baby.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting image, but I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
I would agree to Jason because it's a cool image in terms of ArcVis, but it's yeah, no, I would.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. Not for Miles.
It's got a bit of a
reasons.
12 Monkeys vibe going on.
Guys,
I love
James,
I love it.
this one
I
has little
love it.
coronaviruses that are living.
I know, but they're cute.
Look how cute
Yeah,
they
but
are.
it-
They're going away.
It's so cool. And there's your Lancia Stratos on the ground. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, no.
true.
Oh my goodness. No, really. It's got 6 wheels.
Extra points.
No, I think honestly when we saw it, I really had to laugh because
Oh, and the
the
Mac is in
door.
there too. The Mac
Yes.
is on the left.
Yes.
It is-
But it
The
doesn't
door
have
is-
the
Ah,
USB
fancy.
doors, so this
door.
is not the one that I made.
Look at the door. It's a safe door.
Yeah.
There are so many details. And I think the story is after quarantine. That's how I interpret it. Is after quarantine, the girl is opening this safe door and is happy to go outside. And the happy next virus is already waiting in front of the door. It's really mean. It has a really dark sense of humor. I love it. Please
Oh,
keep it.
okay, so that's how they meant it. I see.
And the coronavirus is already there with its luggage. I guess it's amazing.
I mean, you gotta give it to this.
Yeah, but I don't
This is
get
really...
that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna go on the other side and say no on this one. I love the story and I love all of the details, but the execution just didn't let me like occupy this image at all. Like her colored balance doesn't match the rest of the image. There's technical things that were a bit prohibited for me to like get fully behind this one.
James?
I still love it.
I'm gonna say no.
Can you mute Jason, please?
Sorry, Ronnie. Very well
No,
done.
it's on you.
No.
Sorry, Patrick.
This is
Look,
from
just-
Lisa de la Dora. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm just gonna say something real quick because it's something I would have said about another image as well, and that was that I feel like some of these they were explained on a Facebook post, like they were posted and there was like somebody wrote something there, and I think that's too bad because the image itself needs to actually tell me what's going on and understand like what is. I think if it wasn't in this challenge, I wouldn't know what this is. supposed to be about. I understand it because I read what she wrote about it, you know. But otherwise, I mean, it's a great, it's an amazing image. It's like blowing my mind. But the problem is,
Not regarding this challenge.
yeah, I just don't. I mean, I get it. You get to go outside and whatever, but it's still enclosed. I mean, this looks like a place where, you know, if you just had it home, you could still go out there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to say that for me, I think it's a fantastic image, but for the theme, I don't feel like it matches what we're looking for. I mean,
Same
what
here.
I'm looking for.
It's great
So
art.
I would say
It's-
no,
it's great art.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Same here.
Drokis.
I love the puppy.
I echo what Jason said, and I didn't read the quote on Facebook that explained the image, and so I'm looking at this. I'm saying, is this supposed to be like a picture of life in quarantine? Because we can go
Yeah.
outside in our own backyards.
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, next image.
Keep
Yes.
it
Content.
super
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
That's a yes, right?
I
Yeah.
think we're all saying yes. We shouldn't talk about it because we're going to talk about it again later.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
What about this one?
For me, it's a little bit too much.
I agree.
The backplate is a bit too much, but the whole story. I mean, it's an easy story because people are celebrating that the fucking virus is gone. I love the celebration, but I think I don't know.
This is too, for me, this is too realistic. Like that, like I'm looking for something a little bit with a little bit more creativity. This
Yeah.
is just a picture of the people celebrating that it's over. And this is what I was talking
Yes.
about on the other one as well.
Mhm.
And for me, this is not enough for this challenge. It's not, there has to be some extra idea.
Yes,
I
I
think.
agree.
So I'm gonna say, I think the image is good. I just gonna say no for the challenge.
Mike?
Yeah, there's no. I don't see 18th of July being realistic, and if it is, life isn't going back to normal. This suggests that like 18th comes and it's like this never happened at that point, and to me that's just a not a very deep read on the situation in the
Which
world.
would be amazing if it would be gone by the time
Yeah.
then. But I also say
There's one
unfortunately-
coming up that has a later date, which I think is probably more likely.
Yeah, that's hard.
There's one coming
I'm gonna delete it, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, yeah. Fine with
Let
that.
me see how many pictures are left, okay?
This is quite funny, actually.
Yes.
Oh, there's a lot left actually.
We got
huh?
19
we have
left.
like what? I had 11 left.
I've got 10 left.
Yeah,
10
we have
left.
10 left to look at.
How's this possible?
Oh, yeah. 10 left to look at, yes.
10 to look at. Okay, let's do it.
I love this image.
I like the idea. It's a funny idea.
It's super funny. Yes, keep it.
I say yes.
Yes. And
What
it's-
about this one?
I had to look twice.
Next.
Mike, did you say anything to the last one?
No, but I will when you guys said yes, so I'll say something about it when we get back.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike. Yeah, I apologize. I'm trying
I
to
don't-
rush
no, no,
through
no.
all of them.
I'm saying no because I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I looked at it for a little bit and I was not really sure.
It's saying that life after COVID might not be on Earth. Right?
Yes, that's
Okay,
also
maybe.
what
Yeah.
But which other planet is so close to Earth?
Yeah.
I mean that
They'll be
there was
colliding.
A bit of a moon vibe to it, maybe.
Mm,
I mean, it's still pretty freaking
I love
close.
the colors.
It's pink. I like it.
It's a
but
meteor,
it's a
man.
no.
It's an asteroid.
Riding an asteroid out of our solar system.
Yeah, that's it. You jumped out. They got out on it, and the beautiful thing is it has oxygen, and gravity, and everything else.
And
So-
clothes.
Like
I feel like this is a little bit too much like the typical dailies you see. You know, it's like just a quick thing with some people, some texture on the ground, and a glowing object in the sky. This is like the classic daily render, right? So I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it in terms of. I mean, it's an interesting image, but for me, this doesn't cut it for the challenge. So no.
Oh, for me neither.
All right,
I'm with you guys.
Mike.
I'm with him. Not quite.
There we go. Next, Nicholas.
This gets a yes from me.
Yes. Yes.
James.
Tanya, you're just like gonna go along with that?
Yes.
You didn't say anything. Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, for me, yeah, social
I don't
distancing.
even have to say anything.
I
Milan
really
I
like
know what
this.
you want to say.
Yes.
Milan did want to
yes,
point out
double
that for the
yes.
last one, it wasn't shot on the moon; it was in the studio. I'm thinking Kubrick was maybe behind it.
So I'm,
This is a
I'm
double
yes.
yes.
I'm yes for this image.
I'm yes for this one.
Yeah.
What about this one, guys? There is Pablo Escobar there.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. It made me laugh a lot.
Yeah,
Still,
it
I
made us
don't-
It's totally meme. It's a meme. Yeah, it's like a meme now.
he's
But-
alive.
Yeah, but for
But-
me, it seemed like I don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound harsh or rude, but it seemed like it was a scene maybe made before. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a regular Arquis image with Pablo Escobar put inside.
I mean, they were
it would
going.
be even cooler if Pablo would be there
I
before.
think it inspired me to put more drug dealers and maybe dictators into our images, probably. But
More
this
horrible
stuff-
people.
I also think it's a scene that was already made for something else, and they just put the image in there. So on the in terms of effort, I'm feeling like it was just a passed off real for fun. You know, I mean,
Yes.
it's for fun because also people are calling you Pablo, right? So
Oh, probably, yeah.
like this is the joke, you know. So I think it's funny, but for this, come on. I mean, it's like it doesn't do enough for me, you know.
It's a no,
get
right?
past. I say no.
No.
No to no or yes to no, Patrick.
I say no to the
yes
image.
to know.
So, guys,
No to the image. Okay.
Rona free since 23.
This touched me because I miss my concerts. Yeah,
We keep
I
it.
miss concerts, hardcore, metalcore, and punk, and I miss all of that shit. So
All right.
this really got me. So I say yes.
Yes, it's a yes.
James?
I also like that.
James?
I don't have to say anything, but I'm gonna say no. It doesn't matter though. He's gonna go through. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it for now.
Put it through.
What about this one?
Mm. For me, it's a no.
I'm gonna say no as well.
Mr.
Yeah.
Golden?
I'm gonna go with a no as well.
You don't have to justify it to
Same
me.
here.
Let's move forward. What about this one? Guardian Angels. Oh, okay.
Now, I have to say, just like Patrick said, missing the concerts. This is what I miss: playing basketball. I cannot play basketball right now with my
So
friends. You know.
it's a fucking yes for you, I guess.
And I love it. I love it. I love the idea. I want one of these. I like it. I say yes.
This is a little bit like what Vittorio Bonapace used for his own image, right?
What do you mean?
I get it.
He made this image with
So
the
yes.
race after the pollution or something, and all the kids were wearing these helmets. To
Oh yeah,
breathe.
yeah. But they didn't have like robot machines above them, like providing the I don't know what are they providing air or something? I
Maybe.
guess it's like an air
What do you guys say?
supply.
Tanya, what do you say? The basketball one, because Tanya's at the toilet.
Okay. Patrick, what do you say?
That's nice.
She says yes, I say yes.
Yes, so we keep it for now?
Okay, then it goes. Yeah,
Let me move
I
forward.
guess so. Yeah.
Oops.
She was just yelling at me that I was supposed to say that she's getting a beer for me.
Guys, I love this image.
Supposed to.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I have
yes.
lots to say about this one, but I'm just gonna say yes in this stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Jesse,
Yes.
Paul, that's an interesting observation.
we keep it. What about this one?
I don't flush. You know, the yellow can stay, the brown has to go away.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay, it's you would say if it's yellow,
Let it mellow.
If it's brown, flush it down.
All right,
we need
guys.
to conserve water, you know.
What about this one?
Yeah, I don't think it was enough for me. I get it. I see. It took me a while, but I finally saw the virus down at the end, like leaving town.
Please zoom in.
I think if this had been set in a Western setting with like the virus having to leave town, you know, like then I could have like gotten into it a little more.
Yeah.
But I know
needs
it's
to be
Italian.
legible. Like that type of story is legible compositionally from a thumbnail. I got to be honest, I didn't even look close enough at this image to see the virus until just now. Right, which is a problem in storytelling. It should be instantly.
Exactly. There's a little tiny farewell, but it's so tiny. Like nobody would write it like this. If you were happy, you would write like a humongous thing on the wall. Okay.
But can you please zoom in?
I've like these got like the little
see the
bag and
virus
stuff, but
there's a virus. Yeah.
He's
Wait, how about
pissed
he's got the stick with his like bag of clothes on it,
the
like
hobo stick.
But it needs to. Yeah, exactly. It's like not clear enough. I don't know. Maybe a virus with a hobo stick in a train. You know, I don't know. It's just there's different. I think could have been a lot stronger storytelling.
The composition doesn't. The composition doesn't serve the story.
For me, the good old Grow Ivy plugin is in the foreground. It's leading your eye to the ivy on the wall. So,
guys, I realized that
it made me laugh, but it's not.
So
a top
only
10
1
for
hour
me.
for the first selection. Awesome.
Yes.
Really quick. It's
guys,
good.
I realized hello. I realized that in all this we didn't ask once Johannes what he thought of this whole thing.
Yes.
Good. All the image is good.
In Sweden we have no coronavirus, so it's all good. Okay, thank you, Johannes. And Johannes left again. So guys, what do we do with this one? Do we keep it or not?
No, for me.
Nope.
All right, so I guess that we have seen them all. We're still left with 15 items. I guess that probably the easiest way is to choose one item each that we think cannot qualify as the best 10 and move from there. What do you guys think?
Jason, take a look behind you. Take a look behind
Somebody
you.
wants to kill you.
I'm having to print something now for my daughter in the middle of a live stream. So you guys
but
just
you're
you
the
guys
rules
just-
master.
you can set me out of this for a little bit, for a minute.
We need your help on figuring out how we're going to proceed, because otherwise we're going to be here until tomorrow.
Guys, listen.
Okay,
we
let
have
me print
15,
this.
We have 15 images. Let's just pick one each that we think that it's not going to make the top 10.
Smart.
Okay.
So, Mike, you want to go first through all of them, and then
Can you pull up the thumbnails and
Sure.
I'll give my pick. I'm gonna go with the one with the Eiffel Tower in the background.
the one in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and I'll say why. I love the idea of this image, and once I looked closer at it, I thought it was really cool with the iPad people running around. But when I glanced at it at first, I'm like, I'm looking at the back of a screen, and I don't know why. And like the composition was so confusing that you kind of had to put it back together in your head for me.
I understand. Okay,
So like,
well,
yeah, just
Yeah,
visual
just
storytelling
like-
didn't work for me.
Of the monitor.
that's the way it is.
Do you know why did you get the reference for this Eiffel Tower image? It is this famous Instagram boyfriend girlfriend
Yes.
thing
Yes.
where the girl is
And that's
Yeah,
why
always-
the backside side of
that
the
really
monitor.
made me laugh because
But like, but blur your eyes at this image, right? Like, and I'm looking at it now on the screen. You can't even make out the silhouette of the arm that's pulling
competition
through.
was-
Right?
I know.
You really had to piece it back together because visually, I didn't think it worked.
Yeah, Mike, I know exactly what you're saying. I agree. It's like I think the idea is great, but it is funny. It's really funny, especially like you said. It's this whole Instagram person taking the person with them, you know. But
Yeah.
But I agree. It needed to be a little more. I don't know. Not detailed, but
Guys, you're all very good professionals. I'm not going to argue with your decision.
I think just to everyone listening, think of it this way, right? Like most cuts in a film are less than 2 seconds long, right? So in 2 seconds, they have to communicate something, which means in a fraction of a second, people need to visually understand what they're looking at. And that image for me took more than 2 seconds to piece together. So like even if that was a still in a film, that wouldn't work. So that would be my thought.
This is the same. This would be the same for me with the. I really liked it, as I said before, but it's the same for me with the Amazon scanning machine.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay. I'm going to get rid of it.
Can I say one thing about that one? Because I wanted to say it before and I didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to say the one thing that I really liked about that image is that the story assumes that life is going to change as wholesale, that like our architecture is going to change. Like that house is built with this thing in it, right? And that's one of the things that I've really liked is that it assumes that even if life goes back to quote unquote normal, there are going to be widespread changes as a result of it. And this might be one, right? Like packages get delivered directly and disinfected or whatever it might be. So I liked kind of the way that the artist was thinking through how this might actually affect our lives in perpetuity. So I applaud them for that. But I agree with Patrick's kind of visual assessment.
Tanya, what is your pick?
For me, it's the one with the hospital.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I said it's just because I can't tell if it's positive or negative. And I do understand that even if it's positive and the people are healthy, all the people are very stressed and tired of the work. But I'm missing the one clue that is telling me if this ended well or not.
Oh, I love that ambiguity.
Yeah,
Should I pick another one?
Me too. I really like it.
Should I pick another one?
I mean, how perfect is that ambiguity for things right now? Is a statement.
I'm asking you. I don't want to.
One way, like the statements, like one way or another, we're gonna get through this, and how well that is like very much up in the air. I thought that was very successful in communicating. Yeah. We're gonna get
this
through
image
this.
Is like flipping a coin.
Yes. I thought that was beautifully communicated.
I'm gonna get rid of it.
Rules
so
are
now
rules.
you have an enemy for life, Tanya.
Okay.
Tanya?
Guys, 12 items. James?
Man, I hate this. I hate this because I know the two images that I want to get out. I know there are people in this group right here who loved them, like absolutely loved them. And I don't understand it exactly. So can I like just sit out of this one?
No. No.
No way, man.
Or maybe I pick another one because I mean seriously, I just don't I could feel it when we were talking about it before and I was like, "Oh man, I don't know exactly what to do." So oh god. No, I know which one I'm gonna pick. It's not one of those. I have three actually. So I'm gonna pick the one from Dorka because I think that this was the other image I was talking about where I read the description on Facebook and I understood then exactly I understood from the description what it meant. But I think if you just look at it, it's hard to understand what exactly it has to do with the challenge, you know? personally. So I would say this one.
Wait,
sorry, Dorka.
I'm not going to fight you on this, Jason, but I didn't read whatever Dorka wrote about this. My read on it is that one of two things either happened. Either the parents haven't been outside to supervise the dog in so long that he's gotten just like full crazy reign over the backyard, and he's been having a blast this whole time.
That is actually what it is.
Or the parents...
That was good, Mike. That's freaking good.
So it visually communicated it. I do think that the image, I like that there's a fisheye cam and everything, but the dog does get a little bit lost from a visual level.
Yeah. So no, that's good that you could see it then, because I felt like, for me, I felt like it's like the dog is a little bit, it's not quite visible. The fisheye cam is an interesting touch.
This is actually what I wanted to say. This is one of the pictures that has the most interesting point of view, and also playing with different cameras. Most of them are very straight, very like pictures that you would take professionally from a point of view, and then you take a picture. And this one is out of the moment, did fisheye. I know it's same with me because I picked a picture that everybody liked, but I think choosing a camera angle like this is very creative and very nice.
I enlarge the image that we're talking about. People are asking you to so that they're not looking at your Windows Explorer screen.
Okay, now I feel like I'm getting beat up on, because, normally when we would do this before, we'd be like, that's the one, and everybody's like, okay, you said it, that's it, okay, we got to get rid of it. And now you guys are like, oh, I know, but
Well, I think it's really just that, like, a lot of these we didn't discuss yet, and we still feel like they deserve discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Mike on this. Like, I understand, like, we have this rule that we're supposed to be cutting out images from the race, but we can still have a discussion, and it's like if you have another couple,
it's no problem.
If you have another couple of images that you're a little bit like insecure, probably having a discussion, it's a better way to handle this than to say, no, I stick to my guns. Because I think that here, like, the only problem is that the dog is not, I think, in a position like the artwork that Strahinja did last week, with the perspective looking down on BB-8, and that was an incredible way to frame the main character. If the dog was placed in the exact same way, it would have been a lot more powerful.
You know what I really want to see in this image? Like that like kind of like shit-eating grin that dogs sometimes get when they know they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, but they're just having the time of their life. Like, I want to see, like, that smile on the dog's face.
But like he's saying, like Fabio's saying, if he was up close and like looking, and he had the stick in his mouth, and he was like up on the fence or something, that would have been like, in the camera.
Yeah.
Because then you would have really hit you, I guess. But he's almost like, saying, screw you, look at me, I'm having fun.
This image has like the perfect backdrop for him to be right in the foreground, right? Like, because the backdrop already tells that story, but the dog in this image doesn't quite tell that story himself, besides having the tree in his face. So I feel like you just take the same thing and put a different dog closer to the camera with the smile. Right?
So Fabio, did you change something with the sound? Somebody said the sound's off for you again.
No, I didn't touch anything. Can you guys hear me?
You lose some. I can hear you fine.
Can you guys hear me? I don't know. But anyway.
Okay. Patrick, your turn.
Can you guys hear Fabio? Can you, you guys that are watching, can you hear Fabio?
So, James, do we get rid of this?
That's my pick, yeah.
Okay. So I should pick one now, right?
Yes.
I think people can hear me because nobody's...
I'm gonna step away for just a sec. I'll be right back.
Sure. Put it on mute.
He has to take a poo-poo.
All right, guys. I'm going to
which
pick
one is yours?
Federico Villani. I think it's a great image.
Oh, Federico.
I think it's a great image, really good, but I feel that there is something missing to it, which I really cannot say. Like, to me, it just seems like a normal commercial rendering, you know? Like, there is no extra effort in telling a story about the after Corona, because this would be like if life was just normal. And I don't know, maybe I'm missing out some of the references. I saw the mask, I see the birds, but to me it's not powerful enough. So I'm gonna get rid of it.
I really like this one. You know, as like a suggestion that I think could have helped this. Like, I can't really argue for this one, and I said it when we initially said it, that like it doesn't really, besides the mask being on the ground, you don't really get any idea that that anything's changed, and that might be the artist's opinion that you know, it's gonna go back to complete normal. But like, I would have loved to have seen if the composition somehow had the people like clearly still staying in their little groups a little bit more, right? I feel like even once we're allowed back outside and in public, we're going to we're still going to kind of, you know, stay a little bit further away from everybody, right? Like, and so I think you could have visually like kept this mood, and like I think the composition of this is great. I love how everything kind of works together. But I think you could have maybe like added that little thing, like it's going to kind of go back to normal, but people are going to stay a little bit more isolated, or just something to give like a little bit more acknowledgement of the competition. So I can't fully fight you on it, but I do visually, I liked the feel and composition of this image thoroughly.
I'm gonna get rid of it, okay?
You gotta do what you gotta do, buddy.
And guys, we're left with 10. Now, usually
So
what we
let's
do...
decide the top 5, maybe.
Usually what we do when we get to this point, we actually pick the 5 that we don't think are going to make it. And then we would have to go through the top 5. I would say we still have to make sort of like a selection of the 5 best ones. So I would say at the moment what we need to do, we need to go through all of them and vote to see which ones we think that cannot make the top 5. Would you agree?
Well, I think for these ones, we didn't talk about a handful of these because we knew we were going to be.
Yeah, of course. That's why I want to have a conversation. Like, we can go through them, and then we can say, do you guys think it can be in the top 5? And, you know, like, we've been doing this already for an hour and 15 minutes. I guess we can spend the rest of the other 45 minutes discussing these 10 projects for making it to the final. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I think this is a super fun image. What do you guys think?
The story is awesome.
Yeah, I laughed.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
I love it too because it reminds me of like the, you know, glam rockers in the 80s.
Yeah, it's a little bit like you,
and Poison.
No, I don't know if it was the intention of Abel, but I love the mimics of the hairdresser. He's like super pissed because everyone is coming after 3 months. He had to get government help, and now everyone is coming looking like a fucking lion. And please, Fabio, can you zoom into the background of the image? It is amazing.
Yes.
The haircuts of the blurred people are amazing. It is in my
this
top
is
5.
Chewbacca.
This guy.
The trucker captain is the best.
This is me though. Right now, I'm usually wearing a hat because of my hair is getting out of control. You know, today I thought I'd let it go, but I totally get the hat thing.
I think, you know, like, let me just tell you. I think that those who take part in this challenge, they come from the archivist field. And so for me, seeing archivist people pushing themselves to try and tell a story with, you know, like 3D characters and having to do the grooming and everything, to me, this is a big effort in terms of, like, you know, trying something new. And so this is also one of the reasons why I appreciate it. Now, we could argue whether or not the quality of the characters is good or great or bad, if, you know, like, the poses are not perfect, but I still think that there is a lot of merit when it comes to this image. But
It's super top 5. It's top 5.
Mike,
I think especially with working with people,
Yes, and I
having
think
them at
Tanya, we need a system. We need a system, Tanya.
Come on.
one at a time.
Here's what you do. When you want to talk, you just push Patrick away, and I'll know that Tanya wants the spotlight, and we'll all get a little laugh, and I won't talk.
no, please. It just works.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with basically with everything that's being said. I think that, yeah, we could look in and say that the 3D models of the humans could be a little bit better, or the hair, or whatever else is. But the bottom line is that none of that got in the way of communicating the story and the humor of the situation, right? Like, you still get this barber being like, fuck, another one of these like massive shearings to do. Like, the hair is funny. You immediately read the idea. And so, yes, you could pick out technical things that I think could be better. But I think that would just make it technically better. The story already comes through. And so for me, I quite like it. And I laughed. And it's hard to make.
Yeah. It's top 5, definitely.
I think for now we could keep it. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, let's keep it. I don't want to say too much about it either. I think it's good. I think it's I agree with what you guys said.
What about this one?
I really love this one.
Yes.
Because you've got this classic feeling of like this old, it's like an old person's apartment, maybe. But the idea of trophies from the bread that was made.
Because that's what everybody's doing, right?
This is
But
just like...
it's definitely not in Germany, man, because we are all out of yeast.
But it's for me, it's like the last one in that it's so funny because it's like really just a commentary on what's going on right now and what would you have left over. So the last one you have hair, and this one you have the bread trophies because people were making so much bread. And I have to say, as an aside, we have never gotten so many baked goods from Hazy's mother and her aunt. They live next door to us, and every day we're getting a new cake or something. We can't even eat all of it. I'm not worried they're going to be watching this, so I can say that. But we're not gonna eat all of it. I don't know how we manage it. So this one really got me. It's because you will have these trophies, at the end.
Mikey.
I mean, I love the idea. I like that the portrait has the hang up phone symbols on it, and like the bread is hilarious. But like when you look at the image, the super saturated dressers on the side and the floor kind of takes all the attention. Like for me, like just a bit of color correction and control would have like sold the story as opposed to making you hunt for the story. So like really like the idea. The execution for me just like emphasizes the things that you're really supposed to be ignoring in this.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe a close up of the trophies where you could read something on it. It's I don't know, but yeah, I agree, Mike. You're right. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
So basically, you just read the names and the date.
So yeah. So you can read them. Yeah, that's right.
It was nothing.
The guy kind of looks like Jeff Model.
Oh yeah.
The guy looks like Jeff Model. No, the guy at the airport looked like Jeff.
What?
The guy at the airport looked like Jeff.
Oh, we'll have to go and look at it again.
I'm not gonna
In
say
the airport image.
this one, but I'm also not gonna say top 5. For me.
For me, it is definitely top 5. I mean, I agree to Mike with the saturation of the draws and shit, but this is definitely top 5 because the story and the image itself, the trophies and the different names for the breads, because the grandma just has time because she's not able to go out because she's the risk group, and so she's baking bread all the day, and the only thing she has is. No, it's fucking amazing. No, sorry, Mike.
For me too, it's one of the most
amazing.
It's something I wouldn't even have thought of, and it's
I will
totally
keep it
true,
for now.
Like, that's why I like it.
And it's cool that it takes care about the elder ones, the image. It's
Guys, I'm
It's
gonna
like the
move on.
positive side.
Okay.
What you said was cool because the grandma isn't there anymore. That's what Tanya said. You
But
can
not
explain.
because she's dead. Because she's running around on the street.
Yeah, she's back on the street again.
Guys, can I beg you to go back to the screen so that we can keep judging artworks? Stop making up your own stories. Yeah, maybe the grandma is at the cousin's place. They're playing bridge.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, let me just tell you that I have some sound effects that I want to test tonight for when we flush.
Yes. I forgot about the sound.
Now, let me just do a little disclaimer. Mike Golden has no involvement in choosing any of these sounds. So if you have to get mad at somebody, do it at me, because Jason nor Patrick or Tanya were involved in the decision of the sounds effects. And you guys kind of have to give me a feedback as of what do you think, how they sound, and if they're good enough. But anyway, that said, what do you guys think about this image?
It made me smile. There's a person that's actually on the streets. There's a park that has like trails that we've been taking our daughter to walk at. And there's this one street corner in our town where people have been standing out with like signs that say like, we love you, it's going to be okay. And just like stand out there and dance, you know, like 10 feet away from everybody. And so the idea that then you can start giving hugs, right? Like, which is obviously something we're going to see again. Like, I really like this image from like a story standpoint. I think in execution, it's maybe a little bit too kind of cut in half, but like I kind of always criticize that, I guess. But not a winner for me, but an image that made me smile, and so I like it, right? Like the idea that it's in the garage, that he's been doing this like crazy, God knows what experiments.
Yeah, I guess that
and he can finally
probably
come out.
Trying to find a cure.
Yes, exactly. 0 days of Corona. Yeah, he looks like a scientist because of all the I guess
He's a
this
hobby
is like,
scientist.
yeah, how you represent
He's
molecules
wearing
or
a-
something.
But he looks
has
like
a
he's
helmet.
wearing a space outfit.
Yeah. You know, if you're not a character
You gotta-
designer, you gotta work with what
You
you
gotta
find
do
in
it
stock.
fast. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So what do you guys think? Can this be in the top 5?
In the
I
top
think
5,
it's-
yes.
Yes.
I think it's well made, but I for me it's not a top 5.
It's not top 5 for me.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna test the sound for the deletion. Okay. I have different ones. Okay. This one, it's mild. It's okay.
I didn't hear anything.
You
No,
didn't.
me neither.
Oh,
That's a good one.
That wasn't so bad. That wasn't
That's
so
close
bad.
to the sound that I actually want, which is the
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Ah, there you go. What about this one, guys?
I can't get over it because it's like at first
what
I was like what is this? This is really depressing. And then I saw the toilet paper. So I don't know. It was like it tore me in half actually, because at first I was like, what the fuck, Masin? What are you doing? And then the toilet paper is like, it's just a hint where you're like, he's playing with us, you know?
But I like that it's executed like an old newspaper, right? Like at a glance, this could be a 1950s, war photograph. I feel like if this was done in like a modern, realistic way, that it wouldn't have the same effect as like
No.
it looks
Yeah.
like an old print. Only the old print wouldn't have the toilet paper, and like you notice that, and like the whole thing kind of clicks. I really liked it. I really like this one.
I will say though, I don't know if Lassie's listening or not, but I'll have to tell him this later. But what would be cool is if you zoomed in like over on the right hand side or something in one of those buildings, and there's like a person sitting on the toilet in one of those buildings, and they have an empty roll next to them. I'm sorry, I just get it.
Well, I mean, the idea would be is he would only be still sitting on the toilet if he didn't have toilet paper, right? If he had it, sniper would have taken him down, gone and collected his prizes.
Exactly, it's all about the toilet paper.
Guys, do we keep it or not?
I like
But
it. Yes. for me.
Okay, well, I mean, I would on the one hand I'd say that, but if I look at all the other images, I think it's not a top 5 for me. Even though I really appreciate it as a the humor in it, and like Mike said that the style of it, but for me it's not really top 5.
I like it. Top 5.
Tanya?
I like it, even though it's not funny. It's a little bit funny.
It is funny.
It is a little bit.
That's the
funny.
most German you guys have been this entire time.
So we keep it for now.
I like it.
We keep it for now. What about this one?
I love it.
Yeah.
The top 5 have just become the top 6.
He's so cool. He's just wondering, like, I forgot something and I can't tell what.
Yeah.
No, I love this one. I think I would say it's a go. It's a keeper.
Yeah, I mean the expression is so good. Obviously, we all know what it's instantly readable. It's like, yeah, that's right. No pants, we all get it, right? And like,
I'll move forward.
could the image be cooler? Probably, but at the end of the day, you look at this, you get it, and you laugh. Like that's successful visual storytelling.
Yeah,
I move forward, okay, guys?
Yeah.
What about this one? Could this make top 5?
For me, no. I would say no.
I really like the juxtaposition of like it's color graded in like a happy, sunshiny way. We can go outside and everything else, and yet still nobody's there, right? And I think that there's a very depressing idea, which is that life going back to normal is not going to go back to normal, but it's graded in such a way that it suggests that it will. I really like kind of that conflict of you're expecting to see all the kids playing in the backyard, right? You see your first read before you notice there aren't any kids, at least for me. You see the balloons and you see the windows are open and obviously the light shining, and then you look a little bit closer. It's like, oh, but nobody's there, right? Like, and so like there's a strange melancholy to this one that I'm quite taken with.
Well, I think that's what the balloons are symbolizing, is like you're sending up the wishes for the people who died. But I'm just guessing. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's for me. It's what I read out of this image is that social distancing is over because there are 2 blankets and 2 persons, and which is quite easy. But they had their picnics like with 1.5 meters distance between themselves, and this is quite cool because for me it's the end of social distance, and they are celebrating it. This is what I read. So
the only other problem I see is that the one dude on the right hand side, he's like the free guy the free 3D guy you can get, and you see him literally in everything. So he survived,
He will survive till eternity, man.
He's been around for 10 years and he still looks 18.
Yes. Yeah.
He's really got the pose down too.
Guys,
Everyone
do we
knows
keep
this
it
guy.
yes or no?
For me,
I would say keep it.
For me, it is a top 5.
Keep it.
Okay. Jason?
Jason's
Jason
turned
is-
his back on us.
I guess he wants it. What about this one?
We need to.
Oh, it's great.
Huh?
This is
Oh wait, what are
I
we?
think-
Oh,
this is amazing. It's this is one of my personal favorites.
Top 5 also.
And yeah.
I think if we are talking about telling a story directly focused on the topic, and I think this one is it.
I think
this could be.
I think this image, like, when you guys trashed me before for being an insensitive, I think that this is a much more artistic way for an artist to represent, the hopefulness and the sadness and the joy than the other work. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the other work was not worthy, but this one, I think, this one has really something to it. I think it's a very powerful image. But again, it's
I agree with you, Fabio.
It's your call.
I think that this one is definitely it's got a much. It's not as straight in your face, right? Like about with the like a ghosted elderly guy in the image. I understand the point of that, but this is more like the reality of what you would have afterwards, like memorials and things like that.
Yes.
While it's still a little bit melodramatic in a way.
Yes.
This image is really amazing to me, and for me, this is my favorite actually of all the ones that when I first looked through them. This one I kept coming back to. I'm not sure why exactly, but I think the composition is really great, the lighting, the colors, and
But it doesn't need the pendant lights. It doesn't need it. Sorry, that's my. I love it.
Right.
It's one of my
They
absolute
wouldn't
favorites.
be there.
But it doesn't need the glass.
Because this is the Lincoln Memorial, actually. Like if you look at it, this is the Lincoln Memorial.
I would say I like this image, and so I'm not going to disagree with you on that this being a powerful and moving image. But I think comparing it to the hospital one is doing a disservice to the hospital one, right? It's not to say that this is more successful than the other, but they're telling two different stories, right? Like the idea of the number of lives that we've lost is an abstract thing. We can't even conceptualize 80,000, let alone whatever the final number is, right? And so this is speaking to the size of the impact of what's going on, whereas the other one's speaking to a very personal one. And the fact, Jason, that you reacted so negatively to it because you don't like being slapped in the face, to me is saying, well, that image did a fucking great job, right? Because that image was supposed to be like hit you on a visceral, personal level. And I think that it did that really, really well. And this one, I really like as well. But I think saying that one is more successful than the other is saying that which one's it's two different things.
Because I think it cheapens it for me if someone is right in your face with like the absolute like exact literal interpretation of it. For me, that is not enough. Because I feel like it is getting to the absolute basest feelings that we have, like in our lives or whatever, and it's an easy way to get people to have a reaction, and that's what I meant more than anything. It wasn't that I was saying that it's less successful or more successful. It's more about what that representation means exactly and how. I don't know. I feel like it's manipulation. I think I talked about this another time, the first round maybe. I can't remember. In one of the competitions we did talk about, I think I said something about this. It was like feeling like I was being manipulated. Yeah, it was actually Patrick. It was your image. It was the one with the kids. But I think it's something. There's something about that I always feel very. It's like it jumps out at me when I feel like I'm being manipulated. And I'm not saying that means that it's bad.
I can understand that because, like, if it's manipulating you successfully, you wouldn't notice it, right? Like, because art is made to manipulate you. It's trying to get you to feel a certain way about a certain thing. It's trying to put you in a certain emotional or.
To be honest, there are things that are able to manipulate me, and I'm aware of it, and it's still a good work. That's why I said that this picture with hospital and the disappearing person is a yes for me, even though I said at the beginning I only pick happy things. I knew that this would make it's touching me personally, and it's a tough one, but sometimes I also appreciate that this is happening. Sometimes I like to be manipulated, and I even though I understand that this is happening, it's a good thing because I still appreciate that it's well done.
This is the reason why she's married to me.
Yeah.
She knows you're manipulating her, but she's okay with it.
Definitely.
Guys, I guess we can keep it, right?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Let me just... Okay, we got 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
What about this one? And let me just tell you that we would have to go back and delete more pictures because we only got rid of 2.
Well, can't we just all pick our top 3 and add up whoever gets,
Yes.
Yes, I think so too. Because I know
top 3 of everyone would do that. Yeah.
We are already at a point where we have very good pictures.
Somebody was saying this earlier in the chat that we're like changing the way we're judging this stuff from the other times.
Well, but like, don't
It's
get me
fun.
wrong. This is still a very organic process. There is no, I think, objective way to go on about a project. Also because it's every time a different task, and so it's a little bit like watching one of those fashion shows or designer shows when there are judges, and judges come up with their own reason why a work stays or goes. I think that's fair. That's the reason why I'm talking to professionals like you guys. It's because everybody has a different opinion, a different view, and we do this together. It's not like we fight or we we cuss at each other.
And it's this organic process and the organic changing of the process is cool for me. I think it's fun. So
And
we're
also,
not a professional.
when we talk
jury.
about manipulation, it's very good because then people are not able to say, I know how the judge will do this and this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the process
You can't crack this system.
Come on,
well,
guys. The point is to have fun.
Yeah, but also okay, but okay, that's fine. But how do we do it then practically? Because last time what we would normally do is had 5 left.
Yes.
Then you could say what's 1 through 5.
So
if
guys,
we have
we
too
still
many,
have
then
9 items. We still have 9 items.
If we just rank 1, 2, and 3, 1 gets 3 points, 2 gets 2 points, 3 gets 1 point. And then we see who has the most.
Yeah, but
Guys,
with
I
9
mean, you can
images,
go back to top
we
5
need to
and
get
then
rid of
you're gonna
4.
have you're gonna have like 3 ties probably, something like that. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
okay,
possibly,
let's
but,
look at the last
then we can
images
vote
and
again.
see if we get rid of more, and then we can decide.
I simply can't judge this one because I love it, but this is the biggest hobby in my life. It's music, hardcore and metalcore. So this is touching me. This is my whole
No,
life. So
like,
it's amazing.
the funny thing for me is that
Tanya.
it looks like he jumped out of the mask, even though I realize that's probably somebody threw the mask. It looks like he jumped out of it. The one that's on the left.
I mean, I just like the idea this image is taking place in what, like 2024, 25, 26, right? Like saying since 23 means we're not in 23 anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Right. And so there's like this image, even though it's a millisecond, right? He has no motion blur really to speak of on him, right? So it's a fraction of time, but it communicates what, like the next like 5 or 6 years across it, which I think is a very powerful like effect when you kind of like look at this image. This one's definitely top 5 for me, and
Definitely.
we did the same things that we could say about the barbershop image, which is that like, yeah, the 3D people look like 3D people, and like that could be better, but it doesn't affect this story at all to me, like the impact. So I say awesome shot, and I love that he bothered to put tape on the lines, the tape going up to the monitors.
And in the end, this little technical issues are quite funny as well. But Fabio, if you zoom into the people, the whole crowd is looking like really upset because of the 3D people, and it's just fucking fun. Nobody is really happy.
I see Freddie Mercury in there.
He's there a couple of times.
Look at this dude's right there. Stop, Fabio. Look at this dude with the sunglasses. His hands, man, their hands look like mannequin hands.
His hands are huge.
Look at this.
But he has a good time, and that's what counts. He has a fucking good time.
Just throw your huge hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care.
I say well done on this one. I really like it.
Okay, I disagree with you guys. I wouldn't put it in the top 5, but that's how it goes.
Yep.
Don't forget the sound thing.
Yeah, if you don't get rid of images, I cannot use sounds. It's like, we're keeping the top 5,
like
they're
how
10.
Wants to delete more images.
I'm
Now,
itching
I have
to
to
make
say,
it.
while I love this image because it also hits me personally a little bit, like for Patrick on the last one, I don't think it's in the top 5.
Same.
For me, it's not. Like visually, The idea is really cool, but the execution doesn't.
Mhm.
You almost have to zoom in to see these like helmets on them, right? Like,
Agreed.
Yes, I'm missing the focus a little
Agreed.
bit.
Yeah, I
you
feel
have-
like. Sorry, Tanya, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm
that's it.
preparing
listening
the
to-
sound effect.
I think it would be interesting to see this one as like a close up at the rim of somebody dunking it, and you see
Yeah.
the thing. You know, it's like it's really about the position, the composition of the image. Maybe it could have been a lot better if you did something like that with the same idea, but
but it's also
Yeah,
the background,
still
right?
like
Like if we didn't have a dark city background, right, then all of these little floating filtrators would read much more quickly. But they're dark.
yeah, it's hard to
things.
see them.
Yeah, like I when I like before we started this, I kind of just quickly scrolled through all of them, and I completely missed them. The only thing
Yes,
that
I
I
think
read
the
was
story
the
is
giant
good.
surveillance air supply thing. I didn't know what it was in the top right, but I completely missed the
Yeah, it's also it's not really sticking
things
out.
in them.
Mhm. So I
Guys?
really agree. The
Yeah, I
story is
agree.
good,
Do we
but
keep it yes or
it
no?
is not. No.
No.
Not for me.
I say no. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna try the next sound effect.
So this is making you happy.
Shut the fuck up, Tanya. Oh,
Really?
No? Okay. Alright, alright. Alright, if you don't like that one, I have another one. Okay, moving on. I never seen Mike so disappointed in my life.
It's a yes for me. Please.
All right,
Again.
next image, judges.
I mean, this
For
is
me, it's a- for me,
my
it's a
clear
yes.
winner on this one. This is my favorite image. I think that it's executed absolutely stunningly. There's a beautiful kind of like feel and texture that Roser and Alberto
Albert.
got into this one,
Albert.
or just no.
No,
vowel.
at A.
Albert.
That makes it
Like,
so much
like
easier for me.
Einstein.
I love that like you can't miss the embrace, right? Especially with like the silhouettes of them, but it's not like it's subtly put in. And then the hotel, you read the sign, it's more or less empty still. Like this is to me, this is like just after like we can go outside and touch people again. Like it's 5 minutes after that. And I think that it just communicates it, like the fact that it's raining is like they didn't give a shit that it was raining because it's been so long. I think that it communicates so much without, as Jason is very sensitive to. Like I don't think that this one's really throwing anything in your face, but it's still hitting you very powerfully. At least it did for me.
I think it's subtle, but I still feel manipulated.
Again.
Oh man, grow a pair.
And you're paranoid.
I think that it's a fantastic image, and I love the colors in it. I love the feeling. I understand. It's super easy to understand really fast. It's clear exactly what is happening. But for me, it's not the winner. I mean, it's top 5 though for sure.
Okay, Tanya.
Yeah, it's
Mike,
top 5.
me and you,
Patrick said top 5.
We'll go through them
Sorry,
again.
no,
It's
no.
only we only
Fabio,
need to.
now is when you can play that favorite with Patrick gone. You can play your favorite little sound effect. Has nothing to do with the art on the page, just the Patrick being in the other
Just for
room.
him. In it.
I have other ones that I want to test.
This one, it really reminds me of an artist that I really like named Pascal Campion, who kind of writes these does these as like drawings. It has a similar sense of like light and composition and story to me. I love it. It's getting
I
my
really
number
like
one
this
vote,
image.
However we end up voting.
Okay, we'll keep it for now. I think this
So
is
how
it.
much top 5 do we have?
We have
You think
8
so?
images, and we need to get rid of 2. So I'm gonna go through them quickly so that you can see them, because like even if we like some images, we need to be pragmatic about it. There is only like 5 that can qualify for the top 5. 3 will have to go away. And once we know
Okay.
that 3 will have to go away, it'll be easier for us to make a decision, okay? Let me go quickly through them.
Are you going through them because it's super laggy then?
Okay, then I'll get a little bit longer, okay? Okay, I see it up on the screen. It takes a little bit of time for the screen to give you an updated view. Do you want me to go through them again?
I'd like to see them all in just like
Yeah,
the Windows
thumbnails.
Explorer window. Patrick, I think all 8 of your top 5s made it into the top 8.
Okay, then
Oh, doggy dog.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb, but I'm going to say the 3 that I think won't make it top 5, and then we can have a conversation about it, okay? I think that the Rona free is a very nice image and very good idea, very strong storytelling, but there is an item of execution that it's missing that I don't think could place this in the top 5. Personal opinion, feel free not to agree with me. Lasse, I think it's a great idea, great image. Still, if I have to compare it to some of the others, I don't know if I can see this in the top 5. And maybe Niklas. This image, I think it's a very good execution, but it's probably not a strong enough of a story for me to see it in the top 5.
Fabio,
Two
I'm
of those
with
3
you.
are my top 5.
Fabio, I'm with you exactly. What
Okay.
you said and exactly the 3.
Mike?
I'm
Okay.
against all of what you said except for Lassie's.
Okay. Well, at
So
least
you-
we're agreeing on something.
So
Like-
you are for.
No.
Plus
We're
or
having a
not?
conversation. We're having a conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was just not understanding
Rona,
what you were saying.
Rona Free and the Empty Picnic are both in my top 5, personally.
Okay.
Ah, okay, there. Okay.
Oh, I thought we were discussing top 3. Okay,
No.
now I know.
No, what makes the top 5 is which ones you wouldn't
Yeah,
put in
we're
the top
deleting
5.
3.
Oh,
need to get rid
my
of
top
3,
5.
guys.
What do you want to get rid of? This
Oh,
is the
fuck.
question.
I have to say what I want to get rid of.
So I guess that we can get rid of Lasse because the majority already agrees on that, right?
Mm,
Well, we didn't
I
hear
love
from
that-
Patrick and Tanya yet.
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, it's super tough. Super tough.
Yeah, but you're
I've
right.
been doing
Last
my
was
top
the 3
5.
of us. But
It's
yeah.
3 of us. So I would say we could move forward with Lasse.
To what?
To
Well,
get
3 of
rid
us
it.
said we.
Put it in.
Three against 2. So
Yeah.
We're trying
okay.
to delete 3 more of them. Sorry, Lassie, I love your image, but
I love it too, Lasse. Don't take it personal.
I think nothing is personal that we're saying here.
Yeah.
no.
Um.
talk about relationships. We talk about Jason's like inner issues about being manipulated, when you should flush the toilet or not. But no,
I
nothing's
feel
personal.
like this picture is.
Sorry. Okay.
Maybe we should we could rename this. No, it's not a challenge. It's like I don't know, artist therapy or something.
Patrick, what
Just
do you
talk
think?
it out, people. Talk it out.
What next?
I mean, I'm sure I'm very much expecting that I'm in the minority here. But if I was to be removing 2 from this group, for me, it would be the bread one and the face monument.
Face monument. Okay.
No way.
Save.
I
Those
would-
are, those are in my top 3.
I would agree with the bread one.
I'm just putting my opinion out there.
I'm
Okay,
agreeing
guys.
with
So
the
we
bread
gotta.
one.
Okay, this sounds like we're getting to like an impasse here. So we have 7 images left, right? should we do a vote on these 7 like we would do with the 5 normally,
Yeah, we
I can
go
rank
for
all
it.
7 of these.
where we do
me.
1 through 7?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I feel like I know that I don't want to change things up like too much, but it was already different this week because we
Yes.
had 30
Yes.
entries and we went through all of them and did it all live. So I think
Yes.
Why not?
I think we could change this up a little bit. Do top 7.
Why not? Why not letting the people feel really good because they are in the top 7 and this is awesome? Why not?
That's what I mean,
why
yeah.
not?
No, Patrick.
Why not
No.
voting for a top 3?
Okay.
Everyone says it's top 3.
No, just to go directly to top.
Yeah, okay,
1.
but because the problem is with top 3 is we're gonna have you could end up having 5 separate number 1 images.
Yeah.
Right, and then you have a tie, and then how do you mix that tie? I think the easiest is to rank these how we would rank these from 1 to 7.
Yeah.
And Jason, do we
And then
feel
we
good
add
that
it up
between
and we
the
have the
5 of us
scores?
we can do math that high? Do you think we're
I've
okay?
got
with
it. I've got it. I can add.
All right.
We've been doing 5. I can add 2 more to it. I
Mike.
think I can
1
manage it.
minute break.
that? Okay, fantastic. Fantastic.
Same for me, please.
All right, guys. I'm
Oh.
gonna stay out of the vote in case there is any
Case of an emergency.
in case there is any uneven, then I'll give you my full voting, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so give us a moment that we can rank these babies.
And leave them on the screen as they are, Fabio, because Jason, you just want us to be able to read 6, 4, 3, 7, 1 or whatever, right?
Exactly. We'll go from the first one to the last one. You give what your ranking is for each one. Leave them like this. I think we all know the images now.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and write. I'm gonna have to look at them again.
Nicholas is drunk because his entry made it in the top 7.
Way to go, Nicholas, buddy. I like that image a lot.
That's tough. If you made it this far into the live stream, you probably are in the top 7.
Irma, I know 2 hours
Yeah,
of
there's
live
fortunately,
show.
There are 7 people watching right now.
75.
The people stuck around. It's been around it the whole time. They stuck around.
All right,
Good job
guys,
to you
thanks
guys
a
out
lot
there
for
watching this.
sticking around. Would you give me the favor to just hit the like button because it helps the video get viewed? I really appreciate that. And next week, I can't wait. I can't wait for next week, for tomorrow actually, for the new, challenge. First of all, because I'm going to have incredible judges that will show up, not like Johannes. And and I think that the topic is very cool. So yeah. All right, guys, get voting. Get voting.
Cheers, guys. By the way, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm actually writing mine down so I just don't mess it up.
Oh, okay. Mike is doing it.
Thank you, Shushu. Ciao, Domenico.
Ooh.
Aman.
This is it. This is tough.
It's
This
tough.
is tough.
It's really
It's tough, yeah.
1, 6, and 7 are easy for me.
Yeah, ich will einen Stich.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh.
I'll write down also my votes just in case. Oh man.
Before
this
being
is-
swayed by the groups.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my votes.
I got my votes.
Fuck.
Got my votes.
Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. You should take your time. This is really important shit right here. This is the most important thing you'll do today.
Probably.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. Actually, I wanted to
Or
cut
maybe
his
this
hair,
week.
but we scheduled
Yeah,
the next.
is that why you're wearing a hat, Patrick?
No,
Check
no.
this. Check this. It looks super shit.
That's why I wanted to do it.
I'm
did
hoping-
not do it.
I'm hoping to get. I've been. I do this anyway. I've been cutting my hair for years by myself. I just shave it off after about 6 months. I shave it off. So this is like you're looking at the 6-month time right now. So it was coming anyway. But this time I think I'm going to do something different. Since we're in quarantine, I'm going to do a different haircut on my own. And so maybe next week we can like debut it. Yeah, like a crazy haircut.
You going
You guys
razor?
down?
You going razor?
No, I'm not going that. I'm not getting that hardcore. because I'd have to grow. I can't grow a beard like yours in a week either. You know, how that would be funny if I could show up. You know, like looking.
That would
We
be
could
amazing
say,
if you just look like me 7 days from now.
yeah, exactly.
And if that was the case, we would really have to give number one here number one. If you were capable of that, Jason.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a decent amount of X's on here, but I think I have my final picks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, are we ready, guys?
Guys, before you keep
And
going
girl?
forward with this,
Sorry.
everybody watching from home, please leave a thank you to these judges, because every week they get paid nothing. They have to put up with me, which I'm
We get
super loud.
nothing?
It's not a nice
What the
thing.
fuck? We get nothing.
Just say thank you to these guys, because they're amazing, and they do this because they share the same love as I do for this community, and it's just amazing. And like, I want to thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart, because I really appreciate that. And yeah. Mwah.
It's always fun, Fabio.
Mwah. Happy to do it, Fabio. And congratulations to everyone who submitted an image and took the time to make something cool with everything going on.
Yes.
Obviously, we
Yes.
had to say some critical things today, but a lot of great work. And anytime you sit down and do something, you should be able to applaud yourself.
And
Yes.
the,
And then
the
try to
really
do better
cool
the second
thing,
time.
the really cool thing I found in this competition was that it was 31 entries, but everyone tried to tell a story. Everyone was thinking about what happens after Corona. If some judges or me or whoever didn't like it, fuck it. But everyone tried to think about it, and this is pretty cool.
Mm.
If we didn't like an image, what the fuck? I don't give a shit. It's cool that every one of all these 31 images and the guys who made it, everyone thought about it. So
Yes.
thank you for
Yeah,
that.
I think
It
that's
made us
also.
laugh, and yeah.
You're right. It's hats off to the people, because this was harder than the others for sure.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely.
of course, the people who ended up into the final, usually in the other competitions, were telling a story, and that's how you get there, I think.
Yeah.
But in this case, you had to tell a story. There was no other option. In the other ones, you could just throw the models in there, make an image, and you could still enter something. But this one was much harder in that sense, that you actually had to tell a story.
Yeah. And for me personally, this one would be way harder. Star Wars was way easier.
Yeah, because everybody.
This is-
Yeah,
this
but you
way
still
harder
have,
than-
it's definitely harder, but you still, one of the reasons your two entries were both so good, and I still contend they picked the wrong one as the winner. And right now, if this group was picking the winner, it would be the clay one, because me and James were both on the side of the clay one being the winner.
No,
But
Yeah, that was. That me
but
too.
but I do think that like almost every single person, every single ArcViz website says that we are storytellers, right? And then it says something else, right? All of them. And I think that the lower number of entries to this particular competition is a remark that like visual storytelling is harder than just making a beautiful image, right?
Yeah.
And so my hat's off to everyone who did something.
Yeah.
Really, really well done.
It's true. You guys are really the best, and I don't know. It really, like, it humbles me to see so much talent out there and so much passion be put into these artworks. But anyway, guys, let's move forward.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Can I go first so that I can excuse myself for 2 minutes? And then,
Fuck off.
Oh, you need 10
So
minutes.
Fabio can then play fart sounds while you're gone.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
He has
yeah.
just to take-
I'm gonna say 1.5 to 2 minutes. I need to grab another beer and make a stop on the way.
Go for it, Mike.
Jason, are you ready for me?
I've actually got
for
you
it, Mike.
first in the list anyway here. Check it
Number
out.
1 spot, baby. So I'm gonna
that's-
go.
Go from 7 to 1, Mike.
No,
I'm
you
just
have
gonna
to
go
go.
from left-
You have to
left-
go. Yeah, left to
left
right.
to right.
Yes.
Go from the first image to the last and tell
Yes.
the numbers. It's the easiest way.
Okay.
Yes.
5, 7,
What?
3. Yeah, that's right. 5, 7, 3, 2,
Yeah.
6-4-1.
6. Man, it's like we couldn't be more opposite, I think. Anyway,
Come on, Will and Grace, get back to work.
Mike, go do your thing.
Run.
Put the mic on mute. Now you're gonna be like,
No, you're gonna hear the fart sound and the flush sound.
both of them. All right, guys.
Okay. So Patrick, you're gonna go from left to right, yeah?
Okay, fuck. Okay, then it's 7, 1, 3, 5, 2, 6, and what the fuck? What? And 4. Yes.
Really, the one that like that you kept. I felt like you were the Rona free since 23. You were gonna pick.
Yeah,
you were like,
it's touching
I
me
got you.
personally. It's touching me too much because this is my life.
Aw.
I can't.
Guys, but when you say, you guys keep
you
saying it's
manipulated?
touching me. Where is it touching you?
I think Ollie, the guy who did it, knows. I'm missing my concerts because I'm going to concerts like every 2 weeks usually, or I used to, quite a while ago. But no, I was just honest. My number 1 is the Brett Trophy Hunter Grandma.
Yep, okay.
This is my
So-
number 1.
Tanya, what do you think?
Fuck. Okay. So first picture is 1. Second
Okay.
picture. Wait a second. 7. This is confusing for me because I wrote
Alright.
it in a different way. The next one would be trousers. It's 2. Then we have
Okay.
picnic. 5. Then
Yeah.
we have mask. 4. Then we have concert. 3. And
All
6.
right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, perfect. All right. So I need to add these up now, and then Fabio, if we have any ties, you're gonna be the tiebreaker, right?
Let's hope.
Okay.
This is
So
when
you
we need
guys
the Jeopardy
discuss
music.
amongst yourself for a moment, and I will add this up.
Did I miss anything exciting?
Yes, Jason was showing his
6-pack.
important parts.
The one,
Important parts.
the
So
one
she
time
meant-
I walk away
She
from a
meant my
computer.
hand. She meant my hand, so I can drink this beer.
Come on,
Cheers to you,
James.
Jason.
Come on, James.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. there's
Tanya,
my-
what are you guys drinking in those fancy little cups?
we are drinking this fancy
Averna.
Averna.
What is Averna?
It's a kind of a herbs liquor.
Digestive.
Absinthe?
No.
No, it's not
Absinthe?
shit
No.
like that. No.
No.
I've
29.
never had it.
It's more like
should
Amaro.
plan a
Have you ever
trip-
heard
trip
of it?
to Germany just to have it. Amaro? Yeah.
Yeah. It's similar.
It's sweet, it's bitter, it's
But
good
it
alcohol.
makes you order a pizza later.
Yeah, I'm very into pizza.
So it is alcohol. That's fantastic.
Because we bought all the vegetables for this evening for doing a pretty healthy curry, and now we emptied the whole bottle of Averna, and I think we're gonna order a pizza later. And if everyone here is in the audience is a Call of Duty Warzone player, please hit me up. Because later I will be online in Call of Duty Warzone. So please hit me up and join our squad.
Oh, and
Sorry,
wait,
I
while-
just noticed that Adam asked that I wasn't voting, and I did vote. I'm sorry, I didn't actually tell my numbers. I wrote them
Yeah,
down.
that's
Yeah,
So I
say
will
it.
tell you, for me, the order as they're shown on the screen right now is 4, 2, 3, 7, 1, 6, 5.
Oh man,
So
we're
you
so
guys were
close,
following.
Jason.
So I will tell you what I've added up and what the result is at the moment. I have at the moment a 1, 2, and 3, and then the 4th and 5th are each tied. Like, so 4th is tied and 5th is tied. So I think, 4, 5 is tied and 6, 7 is tied, if you know what I mean. So
No.
I think we have it, in my opinion. Unless you want to weigh in, Fabio, do you want to put your numbers in? Because I don't want to say
Well,
the numbers yet. Do you want to?
You know, the thing
Well,
is
I
that
think Fabio's vote should only separate the ties. Right? If he's not going to be voting,
Yeah.
period, unless there's a tie, it shouldn't reorganize anything. It should only differentiate 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 if we need those to be differentiated. That's my thought.
look, I don't
Fabio?
want to oppose. I don't want to oppose because I understand, you know, like, but the problem is that
Everyone
we can
is
do it
getting
like this.
really, really angry right now.
No, we can do it like this. It's really not a problem.
Some people added it up already.
Do it, Jason. Come on.
What do you want me to do?
Just say who it is. What?
Tell you the numbers. Okay. So tied for 6th and 7th. Let's do it that way because I think it's good to start out like that. So tied for 6th and 7th at this point we have, it is the 1, 2, 3, 4th, the 4th and the 6th image. So that would be the picnic from Nicholas and the Rona Free. Those
Uh-huh.
are tied for 6th and 7th. Then for 4th and 5th, it is the first 2 images
Uh-huh.
tied.
Okay.
Our number 3 image after that first round of voting is the 7th image. So from Rosa and Albert.
That came in 3rd?
Congratulations, guys.
The number 2 image,
Winner.
and then of course you'll know the winner. The number 2 image was the 5th image. So that's the monument
Yes.
image from Pole.
Congratulations.
And then number 1 is going to be Marc with the pantsless businessman.
Congratulations. But then at this point, we don't need to like separate 4th from 5th.
No.
They can tie.
No.
It's
I
really
don't-
not a problem. Guys, there you have
think it's
it.
fine.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Marc, congrats.
Congratulations to
everyone.
Marc for winning.
Everyone.
Congratulations
All
to Paul
amazing images.
for placing
And someone-
second.
Someone wrote, "Judges, you seem lost."
And that would be correct.
I will
That would be
respond, Jaden, to you that you are absolutely right.
Jaden, being lost is the journey in life. If you're lost and then you find the road. So,
Light in the end of the tunnel.
What kind
So-
of life advice mantra is that? If you're lost, actually, you
Good
find
life
the road.
advice for everyone.
exactly.
Were you trying to figure out all
Congratulations,
those-
Marc, for winning. Congratulations, Paul, for placing second. Roser, Albert, congratulations for your 3rd place. And congratulations to, I guess, Abel and Adam for 4th and 5th. You guys have done an incredible job. This was so much fun. You know, like, I really don't care that we don't know how to judge. It's so much fun to spend like 2 hours together.
It's fun. I think, Fabio, maybe next time we come up with something different.
No.
Maybe because we did not have so much sound effects, you can.
Can you
have
put
some
Can you
sound
put up the
effects
winning entry, Fabio?
Yes.
sound effect.
Fabio, can you flush everything except the winning one to have all the sound effects?
Every sound effect, you know, you can do it now because they're all good and you can flush them.
So the first winner, Marc, congratulations. The second one, Paul, fantastic job. I really love this image. I thought he should win, but the judges are bitches. And Roser and Albert, amazing work. I really thought that this was going to place second. I thought that this was an incredibly strong image. But of course, congratulations to everybody else for participating.
It was close though. It's interesting. It's interesting to see the numbers. It's fun. It's really. It was a close thing here. I'm gonna hold it up because then maybe You can like, if you don't believe
I'm
me,
just
you
feeling
can-
that we can read your writing.
just as a quick thing there, so if people don't believe it, they can pause this later, check it out.
It's so big on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like
Show the others again. Also the others, not the top.
Yes, let me go through all of them, okay?
Yes.
Abel, I
But
thought
with
that this was an
sound.
amazing
What
picture.
sound?
Wait, okay.
You know,
then.
actually Milan said that it keeps it interesting when you change it every week. And the reality is it's true because you're not gonna know what the fuck is going on. Like you won't know how.
That's the whole point of it.
You won't know
you
how
know?
to cheat the system.
Yeah, and we're not fucking pros, man. It's amazing.
Fabio said that we are professional.
Yeah, we are professionals.
We are
yes,
professional.
Like Fabio's. This is my honestly, this is my number one. It's amazing. It's the best one, and you guys were all wrong.
The bread one, bread.
The bread one is the best image.
I put it second, so I was debating. First, second. I couldn't decide, but
So you see, you put it wrong.
but I had a guy
guys.
up. Come on, man, you gotta at least give me a little.
I
credit.
liked it a lot
okay.
better when you guys were talking about why you liked it than when I looked at it initially, which is what kept it from being high on my top 7
Yeah, I
list.
totally understand, Mike. Though it's like I think we've had this. This is how it happens a lot of times,
Yeah.
with in the other ones that we did. We would end up, you and I, talking about them, and
Guys,
it
let me
was always
just
like
tell
the
you.
first impression is super important.
That's one of the things that's so tough about what we do for livings, not just as hobbies, right? Which is that visual communication is really tricky, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And we have 4 people here who had 4 very different views on what was the best and what was second and third, because we all read the images differently. And I think that the winner for this competition is the one that we all read the same way and the story was communicated the most directly, really, right?
Yeah.
We all read and liked this image for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Mike, can I ask you, will you take any of these images and do a paint over?
I will do any. I don't just
Make some
take these images
sense.
and do paint overs. If anyone would like me to give my 2 cents on what I would do with these images, they can email them to mike@droki.com and I will do it next Friday. But I don't just take the liberty of saying like, well, I have a better idea on
Mike,
this
do a
kind of
commercial
thing,
for
and I'm just gonna
tomorrow.
go for it. And then also, and this is maybe more pertinent for everyone listening, Patrick, I don't know where he is relative to me on the screen, down this way, or no, this
The
way.
other way, yeah.
Patrick and I are going to be live tomorrow at 1 Eastern time, whatever time that is in Europe. And I am going to be teaching Patrick post-production, or at least how I do post-production on one of his images. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I gave him my moving image.
So you
What's
guys
that?
are doing like the learn squared thing, huh?
I
There's
gave-
more,
I gave him-
there's
I
more
gave him an
news and
image
less
that didn't make
information,
it.
but learn emphasis on the squared part. Maybe it is called nerd rant.
Learning,
Because,
drinking.
I
Let's
think
call it drinking squared.
All right, guys,
in the-
listen.
was
Just
it Mike? Was it? Sorry.
Just quickly, people are asking what is the next challenge. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a live.
October.
I'm going to be doing a live, and I'm going to show you what the next challenge is. For the next challenge, there is a model, and I'm going to give you this model. And hopefully on the channel, I'm also going to have the author of the model, because this is another thing that I want to do, is to try and get people involved to create models for the challenge, so that we also put the shining light on artists that deserve it, because they do beautiful work. But anyway, with that said, I can tell you that no matter what, next week you want to take part in the next challenge, because the judge that I'm going to have on the show is going to be one of the biggest names in the field of 3D. He's a very big guy. And I don't mean the size. I mean, like, he's a very famous artist. And I really
He's a
want
very
you,
fat artist.
and I really want you to take the chance to
It's
get
very
your work.
big, very
and I really
big.
want to get you the chance to get your work reviewed by this person, because potentially could be seen by hundreds of thousands of people. And that's all I'm going to say.
Short spoiler. His last name is Schwarzenegger.
Judges, I want to thank you one more time for doing this. Guys, everybody from home, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for taking part in these challenges. If you want to be posted or kept posted with the challenges, make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell so that when I go live, you know it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I promise you that. And good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Judges, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Fabio.
Cheers.
Mwah,
We had
mwah.
fun. Great. Thanks a lot, man.